we will get more safe leaked in the next episode.
There's always a couple. I'm like sweating every time.
Welcome back. Back. It's been a while now.
I know, right? Yeah, we missed each other in a couple dates.
Yeah, stuff happens. You're busy, I'm busy, but we figured it out. So we got like 2 patches to catch up on. We'll try to keep it as brief as possible, but getting to the important stuff of each patch. A lot of exciting like preparations for open, like the release, which we'll get back to. I have some juicy questions about that. We'll get to the patch first. We'll start with the patch.
Sounds good.
We'll see how much safe leak we can get at the end of the
session. Hey now, yeah.
We'll start with the Carbine patch. That is the first major one that we kind of missed out on.
How far back?
Yeah, it's the Carbine patch, and then it was like now the last like kind of bug fix patch and small balance changes, etc. I'm pretty sure it's those 2. If I didn't freak anything up, we should be good.
Yeah, I think that's right. Okay.
The Carbine is cool. I like Carbine. I remember when I started testing him that he felt really awkward, but also on ping. But like the moment I had him on EU ping is really cool. And I like how he he's like changing up some things, and people like trying out new different comps, at least like in the higher MMR lobbies. So what I'm hearing, I heard
he might be part of the new meta.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is that people think that Carbine is a little bit overtuned. It's not Krista bad. It's not Krista bad.
Right. No, that's good. That's good to hear.
But like the main callouts that I'm hearing about Carbine is probably like the LMB damage, like the empowered LMB damage. Else, I'm not really hearing much about like the drone or the movement or like the ult in general, but it seems like just the stats on LMB and empowered is the main callouts that I'm hearing in general. I think it's very fine. I think it's very clear weaknesses. I think it's in a good spot. I can see like the stuff with LMB, so that's like the main things, but hearing a lot of positive stuff about Carbine in general, so people are digging him.
Nice. It's good to hear. Yeah, he seems like he's getting good play rate. I'm hearing similar things. I've heard he is getting stronger, so I'm keeping an eye out. Yeah, we might have talked about him a little bit.
just a teeny tiny bit.
Yeah.
No, but like it seems fine. It's like it's the kind of perfect release state, I would say, like where people think like he's strong, but he's not broken, but he's a little bit strong. So people really want to play him, and a lot of people are doing it, but it's not like, oh my god, can we please nerf this? Like
Krista. It's good to onboard on. Yeah.
Well, Krista patch was fun, for one day, and then like
maybe fun for Tom K.
I was enjoying Krista. It was fun. It was good fun. And then we get to some balance stuff. It's a hot topic, as per usual. Keeps on being hot. The funny thing, this is the first. So there was 2. There was this was removing the B hop on off, and then this patch again there was another off nerf. It's like I guess you can kind of take both at the same time. Like it makes sense. Like first the LMB B hop tech got removed, which is fine. Wasn't really like the big problem, but it's an annoying thing. It was a good nerf. And then you guys did a nerf on his ults.
Whoever's on the other side. B-hop was never the problem. That's what Tom Kick said. You have to quote him now.
No, like I can what I see as the problem, what I talk about with lots, is the okay. Hello, thank you for all the subs. Hello, Alex. Thank you so much, man. Welcome. My problem with Oath is that he has very high damage. He's very tanky. He's very mobile, and he has high healing. He has everything. So you guys touched the ult, which I think is a good thing. I'm not 100% sure about what I'm gonna say now, but this is what I'm hearing. I haven't tested it, but people are saying that his ult is bugged, and that it's dealing less damage than it's supposed to do. But people are liking it. That's the funny part.
Oh, they're liking it. They don't want it to be fixed.
Yes, because it's a good nerfs.
Where's Cynoid? He was complaining about it.
Yeah, but like Cynoid is an off player. He doesn't get to have a say.
Oh, should we just back the change out and then just put a Narada?
But like that is
actually.
like, yeah, I do hear some people that think that the bug is annoying, but a lot of people, from what I'm hearing, and like I can see it myself, like the bug is actually good. Where the damage is at this point where people are starting to experiment more, because the thing with Oath is that he had so much damage. He still deals a good amount of damage, but now you need to have more trade-offs, which is good. He doesn't have everything. So there is some arguments that maybe the bug shouldn't be fixed and just keep him that low damage on the ultimate. We'll see though. But yeah, you guys already have a fix. Is the fix like already sent in or?
It's already in, because we wanted to at least be consistent with what people, you know, think the behavior is. But that's also good to know. That's also.
But yeah, it's not universal, but it's funny because that's what I heard, and like I can see it at least. Then we have Void. Yeah, this has been a while since we had the Void stuff here. He got some more slow increased on his LMB, base damage, and ratio, and shift cooldown. All good stuff. It's the funny thing I keep on saying, like, Void is gonna just keep on getting buffed, and buffed, and buffed, and buffed. Like, one day he will get thing. The problem, he's in a super good state. Void is good. I love Void. It's just the meta is really, really bad for him. And it's just like a hunter that really struggles in ranked in general because of his mobility. But I think it's interesting when we hopefully get like a lot more plays on release and get like lobbies are more even. I feel like Void can see more play because games are very fast paced because of the skill discrepancies, but there's hope. I want to see Void on release with like even lobbies. Don't buff him too much. Maybe he will be the next like Giga stuff on release. We'll see.
Yeah, he's already getting more play nowadays. So
that's good. That's
we're keep an eye out, but it looks good.
Brawl. Now, so you changed up how he works a little bit. Now he grants dash haste on passive, cooldown increased on shift, cooldown increased on R, base damage decreased, and damage ratio decreased. I think it's good changes. The one call out I got about Brawl from like some Brawl mains that I talked about is the like reworking his nerf on his RMB. Because like nerfing his LMB was really good. Like people love that the LMB spam Brawl is gone. And Brawl is not like oppressive anymore, but he's such a hunter that will always kind of be good in ranked just because of his kit. His kit is good in ranked and the environment in general. But people are saying like you kind of don't have LB or RMB, but it's really good at running and it's good at dunking and like executing. But the skillful part about being able to hit RMB, because RMB is really hard to hit, feels like kind of just don't get rewarded for hitting anything, if that makes sense. So the RMB call out is like what I'm getting in general. But Brawl is at least not oppressive. Doesn't think like he's super bad. He's still seeing good play from what I'm noticing in ranked at least. But that's the call outs I get from Brawl.
Yeah, he seems very good still.
Yeah, and I think that will be stuff forever with just how his kit is.
Yeah.
Jhin mains though, that was hot. This I don't know what to say about Jhin without my life being in danger.
I feel like I'm in danger every time I get on the stream, so you know we're in it together.
So Jhin got nerfed on base health per level decreased, max health decreased, and then increased shift cooldown on mini dash and X dash. From what I'm seeing from Jin's, is that he still does the same thing. People are saying like, "Oh, he's dead now. He's useless. Like they murdered him. Why did they do this?" Like, I still see a lot of Jhin, and I still see Jhin do the same stuff that Jhin does. But like, you can punish him a little. Yeah, and you can still punish him the same way, just a little bit more. So I personally don't mind it. Jhin mains, of course,
clip it now. Clip what he just said
are off the rails. So I don't know, like, what do you guys see with Jhin? Because that is probably the hottest topic I've heard, like, recently, like, the Jhin thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's not even close to the bottom. Like, he's still performing pretty decently. I think it matches what people have been saying. I just think it's like how they feel it will be different if they're playing as like they're gonna get blown up sometimes before they reach their target. Like, yeah, you're also a squishy assassin. Like, I think that expectation makes a lot more intuitive sense to people playing against. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. This is about where we expected Jin to be after these changes. So yeah, no surprises here, honestly, for us.
Like, is it like in the mid range win rate stat
Yeah,
wise
he's like,
things?
oh
Like,
yeah, he's like totally middle of the pack right now.
Is Eva still at the bottom? Just curious.
No, I don't think so. I think she also is in the middle of the pack last time I checked.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The rise of the Evas.
I need to check again. She definitely rose since when launched. Launch was pretty.
There's been a lot of good Eva patches after that.
There is a lot of Eva play, I will say though. She's very popular right now. Like regardless of her.
Yeah, I wonder
like
why.
Win rate? I don't know. I
won't comment on it, but like there might be something about the hunter that just people like.
No, I don't.
She seems to have a great personality though. But like over to Beebo.
Great personality, great kid.
Yeah. Beebo, this is a funny one. Remember when we talked about Beebo back when he got released, the chat with Nidog, where we were both talking about like Beebo, like me and Nidog, we said like Beebo is in a great state because people think he's weak, but he has such a high skill ceiling, and I'm starting to see more insane Beebo plays. Like people are really discovering how to be. And I was like, oh wait, why are we buffing Beebo? And this got really strong. And now we're nerfing Beebo to be weaker than what he was like back when he got released.
Now people are strong enough. Now we can take the training wheels off. We probably should have put the training wheels on at the beginning because people were struggling so much with
Was it really that bad?
Oh, it was bad. It wasn't Eva bad, but Beebo was probably the next next in line for being like overly weak.
Understandable.
Not overly weak, but like not winning a lot, and so but good Beebo players, they be out there now.
Yeah, like have you seen people now doing like the fast combo with Beebo ult? So you can use the grapple on R&B to launch yourself with the ult and go super fast.
Oh my god!
So people can consistently launch yourself.
Like Mario Kart levels of speed. Yeah. Okay, I can imagine it.
Yes, he just like he charges up, bunchy like the bunchy R&B.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Ults and like that sends him like it's insane. Like you have an.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's been fun to watch. I don't see like complaints about this being too broken. I think it's a fun thing. It's not like the blink thing.
That's the sandbox, baby. Yeah.
Because the blink thing is like you just point and click and hit them and that's bad. But like this seems like it's a skillful thing and people really like it from what I'm hearing at least.
Right.
So Beebo is really, really ramping up.
Okay.
Joule. I don't know what too much if it's important to say about Joule because you guys are reworking Joule, right? It was you confirmed Hudson rework and Joule, or was it Felix?
No, it was those two.
Yeah.
And Joule we're still working on. But yeah, I think you can still comment on it if you want to. But yeah.
It's so like what I'm hearing, Joule players are kind of just like still crying and being sad. It's kind of like
Joule... I like the way you're describing it. They're just like
they're just not playing Joule anymore. So like I think a lot of people are just waiting for the rework.
Yeah.
Like from what I hear, like all Joule mains went over to be Bishop mains because like I don't know why Bishop, but like a lot of Joule mains are just playing Bishop now.
Maybe amount of escape. Yeah.
But can we do something about R&B Bishop? That's all good.
Oh, okay. Look, man. Yeah, I think for Joule, I think just like how much you couldn't really respond to her, how sometimes she could like her ult being primarily used for escape. I think those continued to be the call out. So I think just given the current shape of the kit, it would have just been hard to. We've talked about that for a couple of hunters, but I think especially for Joule, it's hard to nerf that kit and then expect a different outcome if those are the issues. So yeah. Anyways, we're still looking at the rework. I'm hoping. I don't know if it'll be this. It'll be I think in the next 1 or 2 patches we should see it. But
because a lot of people were surprised about how quickly the Hudson rework came. I think a lot of people were like expecting it to come later on, but like suddenly Hudson rework.
No, it leaves me when I say that stuff is coming.
Yeah,
it's yeah, no, but And we have more changes for that too. I got like a bunch of feedback from some of the Hudson mains, and like there's some bug fixes also that we already had in line. So yeah, I mean, I think Hudson mains will be happier in this next patch too. That's a safe leak. You can have that one.
Big. Then we have Zeph though.
Yeah.
Did Zeph really need a buff?
I see you playing Zeph, and I'm
Zeph
just
is so insanely strong. But the only reason why people are not playing Zeph is because Oath is still the thing. And
they're not playing Zeph, and they're not being super successful on Zeph, and
that is insane.
Interesting.
Because like he deals an insane amount of damage. His mobility is good, and his healing is good. Like people were really, really, really surprised about the Zeph buff. That came out of the left field. Because the thing is, like, I think if we're still in squads, it would still be like Oath Zeph every comp. But now that it's trios, you can't really have both. So the moment Oath disappears, then Zeph is probably just gonna be Giga because of how strong he is. But Zeph in Arena, Arena players calling out like is really, really strong. It's like support is like top damage like most games. But I guess it's harder for new people to just understand this passive. Because I think
average
maybe
players, they're just not performing on Zeph very well.
Is he like on the bottom? Is that it? Like
he's on the lower side, yeah. Which I'm surprised. I was also surprised by because he just he has so much utility. His utility comes out fast. Like he also has AoE utility too with his ult. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, in some ways, I mean he is. I'm like comparing him to Eva in some ways, and I'm like, I could see like the average player having an easier time just like managing Eva's orbs versus, or just like even if you don't, you just like beam people, you know, like it's like very straightforward in a way where like Zeph has more mechanical outplay opportunities, so maybe it's that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's good to get like this info dumps because like for some like for the high tier players, his Zeph thing is like holy what is going on, and then like of course like on the other side it might be really, really, really rough, which is understandable. So it's curious to like try to understand like why they struggle with it when things are as strong as they are. But like, do you guys have any way of figuring like? Do you have a consistent way of seeing like why things are being like quote bad or good for like new or mid people? Because you guys can just go into people's matches, right, and just spectate whenever you want.
Dude, don't tell anyone.
But that was probably great. Whoa.
That was exactly what I was gonna say. Is that we can spectate games, and then we can also like sort by elo and rank, and then watch different games. So yeah, I do find that players like who are not high MMR tend to not combo their abilities as frequently. Like there's like response timing is also like slower for sure. Like, but I think press and hold abilities sometimes that's like takes longer for folks to kind of pick up.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but. Yeah, I'm not certain with Zeph. We'll see. I think we haven't watched so many Zeph games in the last few days, so maybe we're gonna take another look. But yeah, those are the usual callouts.
Understandable. Appreciate the insight. Saros got some like mana changes on his RMB. Main things I'm just hearing about Saros is just all the Saros bugs. So it's just like a lot of Saros bugs call out. I guess because
that was the thing I was gonna mention.
Oh yeah, go for it.
You know how we were talking about the bug
fixes
or the bug collection.
I love that you guys added that.
Yeah, so two nodes there. Our QA team actually already looked at all of the bug reports that came in, or all the highlights. They look at the bug reports channel, but specifically that thread, and then we cross-referenced with our current bug backlog, and then we prioritized for the remaining patches from here until 1.0. So we're going to be touching every hunter. We've already scheduled it out last week, so that's the big update there. So thank you for everyone who contributed to that. And then secondly, the 2 hunters out, we're for sure we're going to look at 5, I believe, in these next 2 weeks. But the top two that we talked about was Saros and Aluna. So Saros obviously for the portal stuff, the R&B stuff, and then Aluna because of the myriad of backpack issues I've seen in the past. So yeah, we'll definitely look at some of those, and then I think we'll see how hairy some of these issues are. Like some of it is like Saros's portal design, I think. So maybe we'll solve it on the design side, maybe we'll solve it on the jittering side, TBD on that. But yeah, that's my note on Saros for sure.
That is great to hear. I feel like, as we talked about earlier, the thing with having the channel to people for upvote the bug, I think is great, and people have been loving and actually looking back. Okay, what do we feel are the most important bugs that we want to get fixed into release? So the channel has been great overall. Been good stuff. Then we have Myth,
nice.
Rain of Arrows. What can we ask thought process behind why the Rain of Arrows specifically? Because I think a lot of people are confused about why the Rain of Arrows, but I guess it's called out from NA. Because I saw some not to flame NA, but I saw the post about it. I'm just saying it's not flame. That was not flame. It was just I saw the post. So I'm curious to see
both NA and EU posts about Rain of Arrows on the usual Discord. It's interesting. Yeah, hey, I'll take some NA versus EU flame. I'm down. But yeah, this has been called out a couple times. Well, a lot of times, enough for us to take a look at it. Yeah, I mean, I think the reality is if we want it to have utility and damage, it's kind of similar to your call out around Oath, is how much of that do we want on one ability, and should we sharpen the purpose of this ability? So it's I think if there's other thoughts on Myth nerfs or desires for Myth, I'm all ears. But yeah.
Yeah, the main callouts I'm hearing from Myth is more the uptime of Rain of Arrows, how often you can have it available, and I think that also comes back to the callout.
That ties in.
Yeah, when the callout of when you first introduced trios and the stat updates on equipment, because the stats on tech items are really high, so the cooldown reduction you can get on base abilities outside of shift is very, very high. So a lot of people are building tech in general, feeling the cooldown reduction is high. The second part being just that her damage is really good. So just want to see some other hunters in meta. If you just revert her, LMB buffs, and we can get some other stuff there. But the main cause is her pure damage stats, but mainly the uptime of her abilities purely because tech items being really, really good.
Right. That makes sense. Oh yeah, I do see a little bit. Yeah, I'm interested in something Armory. Something Armory,
You wanna share something there?
I don't know. I just want.
Since you brought it up, you were the ones who brought it up. Now, I have one question related
you didn't
to
say
Armory.
It. Yeah.
No, I have one question related to Armory, and that's the question was how game changing is the Armory system on gameplay? Is it really gameplay? Does it change a lot there, or is it outside game changing? That's the main question. What to prepare for?
I'm gonna pass the turn, but I do think you should check it out, and then let me know what you think.
When can I try? Am I getting an email soon?
I think we're figuring out timing right now. Yeah, I think we're figuring out timing. I have literally a message in my inbox around, are we ready? And I think we are. We had our first external Armory playtest that was closed this week. Not with it was with more of a QA focused group, so more on stability to make sure that once you guys actually play it, that there's nothing super obvious that breaks. But yeah, we are talking about timing right now for some future playtests. But yeah, no comment on that. No comment. I think really different people will have different opinions on that, certainly, because of the different types of builds you can make. So
it has to do with builds.
I don't know.
Guys, take notes. So, Vision, you reverted the thing. Reverted the Vision buff that was it was reworked. Yeah, as you said, like last time, it's like didn't notice the change. Now it's reverted. Doesn't do much. Seems okay. Ranked. I haven't heard any like big comments around the restriction stuff. It's like a slight little good nudge. And then like a lot of bug fixes in general and quality of life. With the time, we should probably already jump to the next patch. But that's a good start at least. Boom, 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 boom. Then Hudson rework. This was last week. Wait, yeah. So we already have a new patch next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes quick. I love this. I love
finished the patch notes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What is like the most spicy thing about next week? Like, is there something?
I don't think it'll be that
like
spicy.
Okay.
Well, there is something interesting, but nah, I'm not gonna say it. Maybe later. Maybe you take a look at it. You take a look at it. Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe you can decide whether it's spicy or not.
Okay.
I think it's just good. It's based off a lot of people's feedback, so.
Guys, so we're almost getting her.
You're just gonna slowly break me down.
Yeah, so now we get to the other old parts. Yeah, we kind of talked about that already. Yeah, wait, but to get to the Hudson first. I haven't really talked too much about, like, I don't know too many Hudson mains. I think the main funny call out that I'm seeing about Hudson is like the usual when you're new to the game, Hudson is broken, Shrike is broken, why is this LB doing so much damage? But I'm not getting a lot of like, I haven't been reading much in the Hudson chat, so I don't have too many notes on Hudson. But it seems like good overall, but as you probably gotten a lot of notes, as you said earlier as well. But seems better.
I think the TLDR is like, I think people like the identity of it more. He's not really leaning so much on his like absurd healing as part of his carry potential. But then people were like, hey, that was the one thing that was really helping me out. So he's feeling overly weak. Can you do my buddy a solid? And they're totally right. So we're taking a look at making sure that Hudson has some more carry potential. I think this shape is also easier to buff than the previous version, while still keeping him healthy. So I think we're feeling a lot better about that too. There's one bug on the shift where it's like it does this weird stutter thing. That's we fixed that. So I think that'll also make people feel a bit better. I know that was bothering a lot of folks.
That's good to hear. It's interesting to see how quick like the reworks are already coming. So excited to see the future stuff. Was just to double check, the confirmed ones were Joule and Felix also happening, or was it like Joule happening and Felix maybe?
Yeah, it was a Felix maybe, and it really depended on like if we had a good note on Felix. Ever since I mentioned that, there were also a lot of Felix mains who have come out of the woodwork and was just like, don't touch him. And you know, I'm also like, I don't want to do that. Where I think for Hudson players, they're like, please look at it. Like, you know what I mean? So and for Joule, there was a lot of that too, honestly, especially as she's gotten nerfs and people are like, man, this just like doesn't feel good. Like it probably makes more sense to have a different shape. So anyways, and not like the whole thing changing or anything, but kind of similar to Hudson, where it's just like maybe there's like a healthier way to maintain both hunters. So yeah, I think for that reason, I'm not like, you know, like so like chomping on the bit to like figure out Felix. And it was really dependent on whether the designers were like, okay, we could like there's a good idea behind it. It's like based off the strength of the idea. And we haven't really felt that strongly yet about anything that's come up. So yeah, I think we may delay thinking about Felix. Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Appreciate the information about it.
Yeah.
Speaking about Felix, then we get some Felix changes. So you got like some buffs, mana roll.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff about the mana, like people don't feel like they need like a mana item. So pretty good overall mana decrease on RMB, on shift, on Q, and on R. So I've just heard good stuff overall. But like, Felix has like, he sees a lot more play in Arena than in BR from like my POV at least. And I think Felix is really fun in Arena. which I really enjoy. His kit is just like his kit struggles in BR in general because of third partying and struggling to get onto people. But when you're just in the pure 1v1 in arena, it's like easier to play around it. But yeah, so a lot of interesting stuff. See more people play Felix, which is cool. And then arena. Oh, talking about arena, I forgot they got arena changes. People are loving this. By the way,
people are like, "What? Arena changes?"
This was from.
They're like, you don't even think about arena.
This was from Bubba, right? Like, he just.
It was Beebo, yeah.
Oh, this was great. The gray to green base camp now we're giving blue when you get that. Void can't take the evil chest anymore. No more red GA in the chest, and several other powers added that you'll need to try out. I'm really liking the fishing rods. I'm enjoying the fishing rod in the red chest.
Nice.
Question about that. Furries, ranked arena on release?
Oh, is that a request? Is that a question or is that a request?
Well, both. I guess. Like, I think a lot of people would play it because, like, this is my personal opinion, my observation. I wrote like a small post about it. I think a lot of people are also not playing arena because there is nothing to it. People love the grinding aspect. I think if you already just have like a system to grind, I think a lot of people would be hyped about arena.
Yeah, I mean, I'm nervous about Q splits right now.
Understandable.
It's funny. I wonder what people would think if we did like the old way where it's like a mixed pool. I wonder what people would think. But yeah.
Probably not happy, I would assume. Yeah.
Right? Like I
But arena's easier now because you need less people.
It's true. That's true, but it's already tough.
Technically.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying for release. Like, not now, of course. Not now. It would kill it completely now. That would be horrible. But for release, the big push. Just a shout out there. Just a shout out there.
Okay. Understood.
But yeah, people are really happy about the arena changes, at least. Really, really good overall. So that's great. And then we get to bug fixes. This is also the patch where we got the bug fix channel, where people can upvote or post about their most important bugs. Right. So if people haven't seen that, go to the main Discord and check out the bug channel, upvote whatever you feel passionate about bug-wise, or write about if you see something missing. It's a great stuff. So yeah, this is like great overall. This was the first one was a really highly requested one, getting match made into different regions. It was fun at some point. Like, some people were experiencing it more than others. I was lucky, I didn't have it that much, but like, it was fun. Like, the one time I got sent to like South American server on like 250 ping. Like, once it's fun, you know. Oh my
gosh. This one took a while. I think the custom games one of missions not working, that one took a while. Yeah, and then this next one, the next banger on the bug fix side is the Jin lockout bug. That's gotten fixed.
Question around bugs. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but how I understood, and like when reading, when you guys devs are like commenting on bugs here and there in Discord channel, from how I'm understanding it, it's a lot easier for you guys to fix it when you know like why it's happening, like specifically like when you can have, like, for example, like I saw like the big post about custom games where we figured out why we don't get gold from quest. So you guys like want people to just figure out why is the bug happening, because I think a lot of people are feeling frustrated, like, why is this not being fixed, why is this not being fixed? But from how I understand, it's like, okay, if you don't know why it's happening, then it's hard to fix it. So like if people figure out exactly why the bug's happening, then it's easier to deal with, if that makes sense.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think, obviously to each their own, if you put as much time as you want to put into it, but definitely if you want to help us out, having a clip, always helpful. Having a clip where it shows a little bit of before the bug and then after the bug, also helpful, because then it's like a indirect way of like figuring out, what were the steps potentially that led to that behavior. And then even the best thing would be, for sure, if like you can 100% repro it because you know exactly what's causing it and you know which steps it takes. And then that way we know, oh, okay, cool, it's probably in this part of the logic. We can then look at it and fix it. So yeah, I mean, I know it's time consuming, so again, like as much as you can, awesome. But yeah, there was I think another example was like Lemur found like the vision cone. There was like a flickering that was happening, and he associated it with ADS, and he was totally right, and that actually helped us fix it. So there's like just like things like that where the moment you know it's tied to something, it's so beneficial.
Yeah, I think it's just like good for people to know, because I see a lot of callouts like, why have this been fixed, but it's like it goes into like understanding like why it's happening. So some people are really passionate about like helping about it, like they really want like the bugs to be fixed. I would love to know why like the stutter bug is happening, like when you're like stuck in crouch and the hunter stuttering. Like if that ever that's like my like personal thing I would love to get fixed. Is like,
that's your white whale. Yeah.
So I think it's great for people to just, understand, like, okay, if you don't know why it happens, it's hard to fix it, But it's good. Like, I'm looking forward to a lot of fixes for this stuff in the future. So this is great.
Yeah.
Now we kind of like, now we get to like the out of patch questions that I've been saving up on the side. A lot of them.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna try to keep it brief. Now the first one, gotta start a little bit spicy, like a little bit spicy.
Okay.
People have been noticing some stuff. No, remember last time we spoke, we spoke about my theory, about when release was, like the arc is ending then, and then people like, wait, you guys changed the end time of the battle pass, and it ends at the end of July. And then they also noticed that there was a tweet about release that got deleted.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It got deleted, yeah. Is there any correlations about those two things, or anything about July?
I would say this. We've announced a new region, right?
We saw that, China. That's hype.
And that's a big announcement for us. And I would like them to get really excited and own their announcement, And so I think as a part of that, we want to give NetEase and give China a proper announcement. So that's all I'll say. And that's why I think we're going to be a little quiet about certain things. And then, but yeah, it is planned to be talked about soon.
Noted. Appreciate it. We tried. Okay, we tried. I didn't expect.
Look, man,
I didn't expect much there.
You already like said anyway.
I'll do a little bit more niche and like smaller stuff. I got some questions around Shrike. A lot of people love Shrike, but it feels like it's just less and less viable the better you get at the game. The main call out for Shrike being like, have you guys thought about giving Shrike an instant shift? That it's not like needed to be like kind of charged up, like the load up of the animation taking a lot of time.
Right. Yeah, we have talked about it. I mean, we've I think requests have been brought up around like giving her multiple charges on her dash and things like that too. I think we've even talked about like increasing her range. I think we've talked about giving her like all sorts of things. Is that at the top of folks' list as you're kind of
no, the number one was the release date. Now it's like kind of stuff in general.
No, I know. I mean,
Shrike. For Shrike specifically, it is like the shift callouts. A lot of shift callouts, because I think a lot of people are feeling really bad about Shrike because it is very easy to punish her because of like she doesn't have too much mobility, and the mobility that she has is very slow. So if you were to like have a quick dash, then there will be more skilled expression, because if you can play quick shift with like max shift and then getting shift reset on LB hit, then you can suddenly potentially see more Shrike play. The main call out scene for Shrike is for sure like the shift pacing.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty open to Shrike buffs. I think it's about time, but I think we just got to decide which one. Yeah, our head went to Dash too, but it's tough because it's always like I always cringe a little bit with just like the mobility creep that has happened a little bit over time. So you've seen that we've been trying
Yeah.
to tap down on it, but I don't think Shrike is in any danger. And yeah, yeah, we'll probably talk about it soon.
Good, good.
Okay.
Question around consumables. State of consumables and your guys' thoughts on like how consumables are being used and how they're working currently. There's like specific callouts for, you know, like the stealth pot, like just not being useful at all. And questions around like having more consumables. Are you happy with how consumables are currently working? Or is it like feel fine with the current consumable state?
Yeah, I mean it's something that we're looking at right now. We're doing another pass. I don't know if you'll see another pass until 1.0, honestly. But yeah, I don't think we're satisfied with with where I mean it's fine. Like I think over time like we've brought some consumables back like EMP grenade and things like that. But we're testing more right now. Literally today, I'm like 15 minutes away from joining the rest of the team in internal playtest, and there are a bunch that we're trying out. So we'll see how that goes. But I think we want to keep updating that pool and then also have more consistency around like how should you think about consumables relative to the rest of your items. Um, so yeah, that's kind of an abstract point, I guess. But yes, we are taking a look at consumables right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
See, as you say, time is creeping. We'll try to be efficient here as well. Question about like feedback posts. This is like specifically for you, but not the like. If you have some stories from the team as well, you can go with that. But people are wondering like if there's been any feedback posts or discussion posts that kind of like impacted the way you guys think about certain hunter or mechanic or changes in general. Because a lot of people like they hear that you guys like read the stuff and that it's very impactful and helpful, but if you have like any funny or interesting stories that kind of helped you guys pivot, change in any form of way through post made in like the public Discord.
I feel like almost every patch note has some of that, right? Like, yeah, I think so. We look at the feedback posts. They also, when they get starred, they get sent like directly into our Slacks. So we actually have a channel where we literally get them and then we read them. I have responded to them in the past to confirm, hey, like we are, like this is going to be in the next patch note. And sometimes I call it out. I find that folks' memories are not the best. I love you guys, but yeah, well, because sometimes we'll mention it, and then folks will be like, "Oh, but you never like respond to these feedback posts," and we're like, "Well, we do sometimes," or it happens in direct like it'll be in the patch notes itself. And so I think there are generally like I think the expectation is we read anything that has like the 5 minimum starred. I read pretty much anything that's in my mega threads, and then I also take a look at both the creator chord and the regular chord. I'll usually read probably for like 30 minutes to an hour every day, just seeing what the latest topics are in addition to that. So usually that informs, like a bunch of feedback posts have informed honestly like honestly the Hudson rework. We've definitely talked about that. We've talked about both Hudson and Joule actually. I think a lot of the balance conversations that have happened, like even though sometimes it looks funny to like maybe NA or so it looks funny to EU, like they'll show up. I think the differences between how people think about Kingpin versus Oath is like funny to me. And maybe both regions are right. So maybe we nerf both of them. Honestly, like the mobility creep and how we think about mobility, like I think that's been a big topic. And so I do think I do think all of that has been born out of not just one feedback post. I would say like we don't ever take one person's feedback post and go like, oh, they're right like 100% of the time, right? Like I think ideally it's like we're taking a look at like themes from players that are
Hmm.
mentioning here's like their different points of view on a certain topic. And then we, have our own opinion on that topic and then we discuss like, hey, like
Hmm.
given that, where do we stand on how we can improve the game state on that any given topic? So I would say like that's how we think about it, which is why like also responding to one specific feedback post is like tougher because we
Hmm.
may be taking like 1 point away from that, or we may disagree with 3 other points on that post, right? And
Hmm.
so I think it's easiest and most scalable has been patch notes. We have talked about like maybe even especially given like that there's multiple regions that aren't English speaking, for example, that we also service, like we service Korean players, Japanese players, we're
Hmm.
going to be serving uh Chinese players, Southeast Asian players, and so like Brazilian players, I think it's like pretty critical that we actually figure out a more scalable way for us to respond. Like, hey,
Yeah.
like if we did something based off feedback, like how do we actually want to do it? Is it really this Discord where they
Hmm.
only speak English? Like, I don't know, right? So
Yeah.
we have a couple of ideas. Um it'll be something in addition to patch notes, I think, but yeah, we're
Hmm.
talking about that right now for sure. Yeah.
I appreciate the thorough answer. I think a lot of people like think about that a lot, and think it's very cool and fun to be able to give a lot of feedback, but also feel that it's heard and see that it's heard. So it's good to know and acknowledge that it is being seen. I know I've been there for a while. I know you guys read and see and get through all that. So a lot of people appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate it too.
Question around no fill. Are you guys planning on adding cremation for the people playing no fill as solo? Because they don't get cremation as being like a solo person compared to being
I've
the last
gotten
person as
mixed
trios.
Yeah, I got mixed feedback on that last time I asked. So like I got half being like, I want it, and there's half that were like, I don't want it. So I'm like,
Hmm.
I I
Interesting.
don't it's yeah, it's super fascinating. It was way more mixed than I thought. I thought everyone was gonna want it. But there was like a lot of the feedback came in around like, well, no, I'm like putting myself in this spot, so I want the hard mode.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know where are you at on that. I know you're doing a
Oh,
no fill
yeah,
challenge.
personally, I would love it because I feel like I could play more hunters. Because now, like, without cremation, like, I can 1v3 and I can beat. But the problem is that if I don't have wisp control with certain hunters, they will just be back up again pretty quickly. And some
Mm-hmm.
hunters need longer time to fight. Like, for example, I think Zeph is so fun and so strong. I want to play Zeph in no fill. But the problem is that I don't have too good wisp control. So I can kill them, but I need time. Except like if I'm playing Joule, you can have a fight really quick. Then maybe she doesn't need it as much. But some hunters feel very dependent on having cremation to be able to like
Right.
actually get the 1v3.
To secure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes
So
sense.
that's why I go Kingpin, because I could just dunk them and they're in the box,
And maybe that's the difference between the people who like want hard mode is like
Hmm.
for them they don't really feel it as hard because they're already playing like
Yeah.
pretty high carry player or hunters rather. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I would love it, but yeah, I can understand if there's like a lot of mix on that. It's an interesting one. It's a tough mental challenge. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. State of level 4 abilities. You had like a big post about that not too long ago, like talking about a lot of
Mhm.
hunters and their level 4s. What's the current
Mhm.
like situation? Now moving into a lot of more bug fixes and stuff like in general. Are you guys still planning on having level 4 ability updates? Some like feeling like outdated or old, or is it more like we'll get back to that later kind of thing?
I think we'll get back to it later. We're
Hmm.
actually making level 4s for the new hunters that are coming out literally right now. So um yeah, I'm gonna think about those level 4s first.
Hmm.
But yeah, I still have all of I literally base off of all of those threads, I put them all into a sheet and I've actually I cleaned it up for the designers. So anytime they have a spare moment, they can take a look and then they can work on a couple of the ability 4s.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, I'm curious if there were certain hunters folks brought up at the top of their list. But yeah, it seemed pretty even all around, except Celeste definitely was like up there. Like I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that one was just like, man, Celeste could really use some. But yeah, I don't know. Curious. Did any hunters come up when
No, it's just
that
like
question
question
got brought
about
up?
it in general. But
Gotcha,
you
gotcha,
said
gotcha.
working on hunters. How many?
No, I don't know. That's
I
so
don't know.
weird. Well, okay, here's the thing I did confirm.
Okay. Okay.
Which
Okay.
is just because we are paused
Yeah.
during
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
hunters right now, it doesn't mean that we're not working on hunters. It means that they will be coming out later,
Yeah,
right?
so that means
So
when the game comes out in July, that there will
the
be like two
cadence, you
two
can imagine
hunters coming
there's
out like on release in
several
July.
hunters.
Then yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a plan to prepare. Yeah.
Noted. Questions about custom games. This is news that's like we talked a lot about custom games before, but this was a new question where it comes to being able to choose more about like sizes of teams. For example, being able to add even more teams for Battle Royale, or when doing arena, adding more players. We talked about like, okay, we do 3v3 in arena because you need to be minimum 8.
Mm-hmm.
But how about adding you can be even more players, like for people to be more, creative and make weird, fun stuff in custom games, kind of thing. Just basically, can we do more players, more teams, kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I have like a whole custom games request list from folks. I think more so from the creator cord than the normal one, which I guess is like not surprising because there's like more vets in there. But yeah, we've always wanted to add more functionality and more like knobs that you could turn for custom games because like they're like not even just for tournaments, but even for tournaments, like we were like, oh, there could be like really fun theme tournaments that you could do, if we give more functionality and things like that.
Like
So
50
yeah,
v 50 on Battle Royale map? Just
look,
two
man,
teams? Imagine though,
I've never heard of that in my life. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think things like that would be really fun. And so I think it's just a matter of when we would do it. We're working on so many other things right now that custom games extensions isn't at the top of that list right now. But yeah, I mean, I think that's like definitely interesting. We're gonna have to figure out some custom games work anyways, so maybe I will pair. Yeah, I'm hemming and hawing now because we were literally talking about custom games today.
Yeah.
We have some stuff we need to add to it. So yeah.
Anything interesting you guys
Maybe I can
talked about
convince
by
you.
any chance?
I don't know. I just yeah.
Alright, but we're getting a little bit pressed on time. We probably won't be able to get through all questions, but I think we'll end on a little bit more like lighthearted. We got a question about your personal favorite thing added to Supervive, even if it's like a mechanic or a hunter or like a design choice or anything. Like, what was your favorite thing that got added to Supervive? Where you're like, oh, wow, this is great, this is amazing. What was that for you?
Oh, I have an immediate 1.0 answer. Oh man. Okay.
Well, you can share. This is again safe. Sure. This is a safe space.
No, I
this
can't.
This is
Don't
a safe
bait
space.
me. What are you talking about? How dare? Man. I think Wisp states were really my like the first time where I was like, ooh, that's cool. Like that was really fun for me because it was there's a lot of different parts of the sandbox that are like interesting and fun and like combinatoric, but when Tipple first put in Wisp states, I thought that was pretty game changing. Yeah. I just like love that like it created this whole layer of like being able to res in different ways, being able to like the backpack ability, like when Combat 3.0 happened, like that whole that whole change was like super cool. I think recently, honestly, Eva might be my favorite addition right now, hunter-wise. Like I've been playing a ton of Eva. I'm like nonstop because of her personality.
Yeah. No.
But like area control like has been really fun. Like it feels very refreshing because it's not the Unga Bunga style of like everyone's just like death balling into each other. Like having reasons to punish WASD for just like you're just pressing W forward and like it's like, oh, that is the wrong thing to do sometimes. Like I kind of want a lot more of that. And so it's been really fun to play a hunter that disincentivizes that. That's been really cool too. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. No, Wisp are great stuff, and Eva as well. Like, it's a lot of good stuff. Excited for when you can, actually say the 1.0 thing you instantly thought about. But it'll be another day. It'll be another day.
When it happens, I will tell you exactly. Actually, yes. When you playtest, I will tell you exactly which change I'm talking about.
Yes, you need to.
How about that? Yeah.
But the time is here. You probably have a meeting to go to. Again, Salby can't get through everything. We were a little bit backlogged on double patches to go through. But there's a new patch next week, and then probably the week after, when people get a little bit settled with the patch as usual, we'll try to find a new date. But once again, really appreciate you taking the time and a lot of great answers. We will get more safe leaked in the next episode.
There's always a couple. I'm like sweating every time.
Going into the meeting, what did you say, safe locked? What did you do this time?
People will say that now the team is like, oh, I watched it. And I'm like, what do you mean you watched this whole thing? What do you, oh my gosh. Yeah, they'll like catch me and stuff. It was fun. Thanks for the time. Appreciate you.
Lovely having you. Good luck with the test. Bye.
Catch y'all later. Bye.